Good afternoon. I'm Tonya Arnesen, Senior Pastor of Jackson First United Methodist Church, and this is Food for Thought for Wednesday, July the 15th. I've been reading with you excerpts from the July chapter of Joyce Rupp's book, Fresh Bread. It's about being a letter from Christ to the world. And since letters are one of the safe ways that we can express our love and care for one another, I thought this chapter was especially pertinent. I'm going to pick up here where I left off on Monday. Who is the Christ we are called to reflect? If we look constantly to the scriptures, we can recognize that Jesus is someone who experienced solitude as a source of strength, allowed compassion to move through his glances and his actions, opened his heart to the unwanted, moved beyond the comfortable and took risks, listened to and took notice of the concerns in others' lives, had good confidence in the strength and care of the Father for us, offered peace and healing to wounded ones, shared a love that stretched far beyond himself, encouraged simplicity and single-heartedness for his followers, looked upon others with deep love, gave of self even in great tiredness, turned always to the Father in moments of need, carried a presence that encouraged others, lived the life of a suffering servant for the sake of the kingdom, acknowledged and praised the faith of others, extended forgiveness readily and constantly, shared Eucharist, we call it Holy Communion, as a bond of love, struggled to do the Father's will, desired and sought the truth for himself and for others, accepted and rejoiced in the resurrection moments. Isn't that a wonderful list? These are some of the qualities of Jesus that I have found while praying the Gospels. You will find others that are meaningful to you because of who you discover Jesus to be in your life. As we assume and deepen these qualities, and as we become more and more of his letter, we will become more and more transparent. We will become more open, sincere, and honest with others, and they will be able to see more and more clearly how much of Jesus is written on our hearts. Jesus praised Nathanael when he met him because Nathanael had no guile. He was without deceit. He was someone on whose heart the message of Jesus could easily be transcribed and sent. Jesus praised children, too, for their coming to him. Children are also transparent and easily allow others to see their feelings and thoughts. Like Nathanael, like the children whom Jesus praised, we too must be open, must allow people to know us if the gospel characteristics of Jesus are to be seen there. Let people come into your heart. Help them to meet the one you know and love. Be a letter from the Christ. This July, remind yourself often that you must live your whole life according to the Christ you have received. That's from Colossians chapter 2, verse 6. And that you are to be a letter from Jesus to all those in your life. Take the time to know Jesus better. Renew your friendship and deepen your love for him by reading the scriptures, by listening to music that sings about him, by finding spiritual reading that tells of him. Look for the letters from Jesus that others are to you. And remember, there is only Christ. He is everything, and he is in everything. That's from Colossians chapter 3, verse 11. And I'll stop there now. We will continue with this chapter for a final time next week. In the meantime, I invite you to reflect on these suggestions that Joyce Rupp has given us. Take time to know Jesus better. Renew your friendship and deepen your love for him by reading scriptures, listening to music that sings about him, and finding spiritual reading that tells of him. Look for Christ's letter to you in the life of others as well, even as you seek to be Christ's letter to the world through you. I'll see you next time. In the meantime, be blessed and be well, and know that you are beloved. Amen.